I didn't plan on remembering the sound of her scream, but it stitched itself into my memory the way betrayal sews itself into the spine of a man who learns too late who his family truly is. The moment she saw me sitting behind that glass desk, my name engraved in silver, her voice cracked like a bone. My brother froze. His hand slipped from hers. And in that silence, he understood why he had been summoned by the new managing partner. He just hadn't known the partner was me. But to explain how they ended up in my office, facing the consequences of their own arrogance, I have to go back. I was the older brother who patched every hole in his life. Homework, bullies, late fees, breakups. I carried him like he was made of glass. Even when he married her, the woman my gut never trusted, I stood beside him. He said she was sharp. I said she was calculating. He smiled like he knew better. I should have known then that people with shallow roots look for others to stand on. It started small. He stopped answering calls. She rolled her eyes when I spoke. Family dinners turned into silent performances where I was the unwanted background actor. Then came the message. He didn't even have the dignity to send it privately. Don't come to the weekend barbecue. My new wife says you'll make the whole party stink. My parents hit like as if it was a joke, but he meant every word. And she enjoyed typing it. I stared at my phone for a long moment. I felt nothing, no sting, no heat, just clarity. Understood. One word was enough. Because by then, I already knew what they didn't. Their world was built on a foundation I owned. See, while they were busy playing house and insulting me, the board of directors at our firm was busy reviewing performance, reputation, and long-term leadership capability. My brother had been coasting for years, drowning in small incompetencies I quietly fixed behind the scenes. I never complained. I wanted him to grow. But then I learned, through a friend in HR, that his wife had encouraged him to push for my removal, claiming I was too soft, too old school, too dull to lead. He wanted my position. She wanted my fall. That was the moment my heart clicked off. My mind took over. I didn't retaliate, not yet. I documented. I collected. I let the numbers speak. Their arrogance provided everything I needed. I prepared a report so clean, so devastating in its truth, the board didn't even need discussion. They voted, unanimously. I was appointed managing partner. My brother wasn't fired. Not then. Some punishments deserve patience. Becoming managing partner gave me something powerful: access. I reviewed every file connected to him. Missed deadlines, client complaints, financial discrepancies. Not enough for crime, but enough for consequences. Still, I didn't fire him. I did something better. I reassigned all his clients, shifted him to a temporary transitional role. His salary cut in half. His benefits frozen. His wife ranted on social media about how unfair corporate politics were destroying their lives. She didn't know the politics had my signature. They asked to speak to the managing partner. They had no idea it was me. When my secretary ushered them into the office, they walked in annoyed, not scared. Then she saw me. Her face drained. She clutched my brother's arm. He whispered, "You?" like it was an accusation. I leaned back, calm. "You requested a meeting. I assumed you wanted to understand the consequences of your performance." He swallowed hard. "I didn't know you were in charge," I finished. "Yes, that's been the problem your whole life." His wife stepped forward. "This is personal." "It became personal," I said, "the moment you encouraged him to replace me." She stiffened. He stared at the floor. I slid the termination letter across the table. "Effective immediately. You'll receive a modest severance. HR will escort you from the building in 5 minutes." He finally looked up, eyes shining with the first real regret I'd seen on him in years. Why, why are you doing this? I smiled, a small, honest one. Because you told me not to come to a barbecue. And I listened. They left the office, her trembling, him hollow. For the first time, I didn't feel like I had lost a brother. I felt like I had finally released one. Families aren't supposed to be cages. Betrayal just shows you which doors to close. And when they stepped out and the door shut behind them, I let out a breath I'd been holding for years. Justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it signs a document, folds its hands, and watches the guilty walk themselves out.